nor mercy. There's no mercy in this land. Our people don't care about one another. Read.
Nor knowledge
Right?
of Yahweh in the land.
Right. There's no knowledge of the Most High in the land. Because everybody would know that December 31st is not the new year. I hope everyone here knows it today. I see some faces here I haven't seen before, but I'm sure if you don't know, you're going to find out tonight that December 31st is a lie. And it's been taught by the nations that rule over us that we need to keep this holiday. They say, well, there's no law that told me I got to celebrate New Year's Eve. The Lord told me I can't run a red light. The Lord says I better stop at the stop sign. Right? Because if I don't stop, what's going to happen? Maybe another car might come by and run me down. So those laws of that land, of this land, that's what you need to keep. Because, you know, it's really for your good. Because you can get jacked up. Huh? I'm sure some of our people have been in an accident before, huh? Wasn't even your fault. Somebody run a stop sign or run a light and ran right into you. So we got to obey. Of course, we got to obey the laws of the land. But there's no law that says you have to keep New Year's. You have to keep Christmas, Thanksgiving. No law. Nobody put no gun to your head to do that. Right? So let's get Deuteronomy. Let's get Deuteronomy 16.
Deuteronomy 16, verse 1.
Right.
Observe the month of Abib.
Do what?
Observe the month of Abib.
So the Bible tells us, right, that we have to observe the month of Abib. Abib. Right? So now, if it's telling us to observe something, that means what? We need to look up that word. Some of us may pass that word or may not know what it means. If you don't know what it means, that's when it's time to get your Bible dictionary, right? And you look it up. And well, we're in the Google Nation right now, so you can Google it on your phone, spell it A-B-I-B, and it'll tell you exactly what it means. Right? So we're going to look up the word Abib, right?
Abib.
Right.
In the Compact Bible Dictionary.
Right. So if you don't have a Compact Bible Dictionary, we may have some, you know, in the display case in the back, maybe if you need one. But if not, maybe we'll have some other time. But you can pick this up on Amazon or any of these other places online, on some bookstores. Read.
Abib.
Right.
The pre-excellent name of the first month of the year.
Okay.
After the exile, the name was changed to Nisan.
Right. So see, we said the first month of the year. It's telling you. And here scriptures tell you, observe the first month of the year. Right? So now, I didn't say anything about December 31st, but we're going to read on. Read.
It fell about the time of our March.
Our who?
Our March.
Our March.
April.
And early April. So as Israelites, as Hebrews, anybody in this room not a Hebrew? Let's see. I put their hand up. Somebody not a Hebrew up in here? Okay. So you're just learning right now. Okay. Being honest, that's good. You're going to learn today you are a Hebrew according to the Bible. All right? Everyone in this room is a Hebrew. According to the Bible. And according to the Bible, you're a Hebrew, you got to observe the month of Abib. Because that is what the Most High required of you. Right? Read. It was morning. So that was it. Yeah. So the month of Abib landed around March, right? In April.
Right. So it's late March, early April.
Right.
And what essentially you're looking for is the new moon that comes in during late March or early April is the beginning of the year. Okay? So you're looking for the new moon in that time period. And that begins your year. Okay? If someone is beginning the year in February, then they ought to sing. If they start the new year in April, May, they ought to sing. Between that area, late March, early April, where the new moon begins the year. All right. So what season begins that time period? Spring. So spring is the first season of the year. This is why they call it spring. Right? Because everything springs forth. The flowers bloom. You know, the first life, showing of life is bringing forth in the springtime. After the winter then kills everything, right? With the cold frost over everything, the spring brings it back out. Okay? So during the spring is the beginning of the year. In all our families, we know we have a thing in our families. Springtime comes, your mother say, take down the heavy curtains, put up the light curtains for those of us that live up north. Down in Florida, how do they do that? Right? They do it down here in Florida too? All right. Well, take down the winter stuff and put up the stuff getting ready for summer. And you're going through and they pulling out everything. Now you got to pull out the refrigerator, pull out spring cleaning time. Right? Got you working all weekend. Again, your weekend is all jacked up, right? Because in our spirit, we know certain things. Certain things we know in our spirit. Even though society teaching us something, telling us something, and we go along with what society is saying, in our spirit, we know every year, springtime, that's when everything felt new. Right? Even when we was young, going to school, when that spring semester came around, that's when everything was lively again. Everybody went through the winter, you know, it was cold, right? Up north it's cold, down here, you know, it's cool, right? And then when all that passes, springtime come again, everything starts back. You know what I mean? All the outside activities ramp up, all right? Because it's the springtime. Okay, so the springtime is the beginning of the year. All right, they got, I think, what, April 1st. What do they say about April 1st? What do they call that? Right, because Esau, when he established his new year, he called us foolish for keeping the Lord's new year. Because he thought his new year was more excellent than when the Lord's year was. So those people that still was keeping April, he called them April Fools. Okay? But we'll be April Fools. Because the scriptures say we got to be a fool to become wise. All right? That's what the scriptures say. We got to be a fool to the things of this world to become wise with things of the Most High. All right? We got to empty out what we were taught so we can be filled up with the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. Yeah. Okay. So where you going now?
We can finish reading 16.
All right.
Finish reading 16.
Deuteronomy 16, verse 1.
Right.
Observe the month of Abib.
So now we know what the word Abib means. Right? Late March, early April. Right? Read.
And keep the Passover.
So he said, keep the Passover. It's very important. Right? Read.
Unto Yahweh thy power. For in the month of Abib, the Lord your power of Egypt by night.
Right. So the Most High brought us out by Egypt by night during this time. Right? If everyone remember the story, when you read over the story, you know, that was the last plague that Pharaoh put upon his own self. You know, he went against the Most High, but the Most High hardened his heart. Right? And he went against, you know, the children of Israel. He wouldn't let them go. So the Most High smoked them. And during that time, what did the Most High do? He told us, you know, sacrifice, kill a lamb, put the blood on the door. Right? Everyone remember the story? Right? Everyone remember our history? Right? Put the blood on the door. Why did you put the blood on the door for? What are you going to say? Ariana?
On the firstborn son, all the firstborn sons is threatened by the presence. So in order to protect them, we put the blood over the door.
Okay, but he put the blood over the door for the firstborn son of who?
Basically everyone in Egypt.
Everyone in Egypt?
They was under threat. So,
well, they were under threat by the Pharaoh to kill the firstborn, but the threat was for the Egyptians. They had to worry about that. You know, we put the blood on the door because, you know, the Most High, when he came by, well, that death angel, they call him the destroyer. When he came by, he knew not to go in that door because, you know, that's the children of Israel. Right? And he started to smoke the Egyptians firstborn. Not only the Egyptian firstborn, but the firstborn of the cattle. You know, the Most High, he don't play. So during this time, you know, I wanted to ask a question. Did Moses have this calendar? How do you know that it was the Passover? How do you know when to keep the Passover? Was he walking around with this book like I have here? Huh?
No.
Maybe he had a stone. Maybe Aaron made a stone for him and edged out the numbers and everything for him. There's no one in the scripture that says he had some kind of calendar. So how do they know? Because the Most High told him. He said, this month I'm going to get you out of here. He told him how to count the days. You're going to learn that today. He said, this is a month of Abib, and we have to keep the Passover. So let's get Exodus 12 and 1. Exodus 12 and 1. I'm going to go look at this calendar right here real quick to show you how to determine when the new moon is. So whether, you know, you hear from someone else about the new moon, oh, no, you're not supposed to keep that. But in the scriptures, it tells us to keep the new moon. Right? It tells us to keep the Passover. So we have to keep the Passover, right? How are we going to determine when the Passover is? You're going to learn right now. Exodus 12, verse 1.
Exodus 12, verse 1.
Right?
And the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron,
right,
in the land of Egypt, saying,
right.
This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
So now, the beginning of months. When's that day? Beginning of months. What's the month name? Huh? Abib. Remember that. A-B-I-B. That's what I keep saying over and over. A-B-I-B. Abib. First month of the year. It's the beginning of months. Read.
It shall be the first month of the year to you.
There you go. First month in the year, not December 31st. Read.
Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers.
Right.
A lamb for an house. And if the house will be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb.
Right. So you see, as a nation, we were truly a nation at this point. Because why? When it came to the 10th day of that month, we went out and we got the lamb. And some of us, hey, maybe had a husband, wife, and maybe one child. So if we had too much lamb in the house, what? We'll go to our brother who may have multiple people in his house. You know, we will share that lamb with him. Will we do that now? No. We don't keep Passover either, a lot of our people. But a lot of our people keep Thanksgiving in this world. Do you see anybody come over your house with turkey and say, hey, I'm sharing, I got too much? No, they ain't giving out no turkey because in the week they're taking turkey sandwiches to lunch for work. Right? So the Most High said, listen, man, this lamb is going to be for that day and that day only, and we're going to share it with our neighbor. Who's our neighbor? Our fellow Israelite. Okay, read on.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year.
Right, a male of the first year, so you can't get them too young. Right? You can't get them while you're still in the milk.
Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Right?
And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day, the same month.
The same month, read.
Of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Right. We shall kill it in the evening on that night. So a lot of times our people read the 10 Commandments and says, thou shalt not kill. But really in Hebrew is thou shalt not murder. Because we had to kill to eat. Everybody understand that? All right. So now, the 14th day of the month. So how do we find out when was that month? Right now, this year, right, our new moon, I have this calendar, right? And we did the calculations on a Thursday evening. We went over the new moon and all the days and the dates of the year. So just to give a little brush summary of what's going on, our new moon is going to land on March 17th, right, at evening, this year coming. Okay, so now we got to count 14 days, right, after that, which is going to make what holy day we just read? The who? The Passover, right? So what day is that going to be? Somebody need to count. From the 17th, 14 days. Somebody give me a number. All right?
30th.
30th, right? So it's going to be the 30th at evening. From this time that we have, this being that this is the beginning of the year, this is how you're going to count month after month and year after year, according to the new moon. Right now, this is the beginning of this year. Okay? It can change. Doesn't necessarily have to land next year on the 17th of March. Could be in April. Right? It's according to the moon. This is how we determine. And you got different shades of moon. You got the third quarter, you got the first quarter, you got the full moon. So you got all these different shades. But when there's no moon in the sky, when it's dark, that is our new moon. And it's required for us to come together, as I said, it was an assembly when we read last time. That we met up together for the Passover. I mean, every man has to be there. Everybody understand that? Okay. I'm going to do a lot of talking. I'm going to go over some scriptures. I'm going to go through the scriptures to get the understanding of it. But I want you to understand how to count this new moon, because it's very important. Because whether you're here, you should be able to know when the new moon is. I know a lot of us get caught up in the world with the things we got going on in this world, but we got to remember we got to serve the Most High and keep His commandments. And in the New Testament, it tells us not to forsake the assembly. That's talking about this assembly right now. This new moon, this Passover that's coming up, all these high holy days is coming up, because in the world, we know about Christmas. Who here know what day Christmas is? Huh? Oh, okay. Who here don't know about Christmas? Put your hand down. Right. Right. Preach October 15. I'm rolling in. Right? When Thanksgiving came around, because right after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, what you were doing with your parents? You were helping them put the tree up, you put the decorations up, we got to get ready. So if you're going hard on the left-hand side with that nonsense, you learn your Israelite today. So you should be going hard for the truth. You should be going hard for the things that the Most High required us to do. Let's get the requirement. Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12, and we're going to go back. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. So we know now that the Passover is going to land March 30th. Right? March 30th. So I hope y'all got your calendars ready. I hope y'all have your calendars ready, because y'all going to do some counting tonight. Because a lot of people I see coming here on the Sabbath, they're like, oh, where's the new moon? Everybody got thousands of questions. When's the new moon? When's Passover? When's this day? When's that day? Why can't you determine it for yourself? Why can't you go through the scriptures, find out how this thing works, count the days, count the months, and find out when the Passover is? You have to learn that. What? Deuteronomy, right.
Deuteronomy 10 verse 12.
Read.
And now Israel.
And now who?
And now Israel.
Now everybody here is Israel, right? Read.
What doth the Lord thy power require of thee?
Right. The Most High have a requirement of thee. Read.
But to fear the Lord thy power.
Right. Fear the Most High. Read.
To walk in all his ways.
So to walk in his ways means what? What does it mean to walk in his ways? The Christians tell you that I'm a Christian, I follow Christ. But they follow Christ while they keeping Christmas. Messiah, he walked in Solomon's temple. I don't see them putting up no candles, 7 candles, or lighting up the menorahs. I don't see them going through the scriptures, going through the Maccabees, right? The only thing they lighten up is a Christmas tree. And a lot of them die. Tree on that real tree, the lights get hot and catch a fire. The next you know they dead. Then everybody want to donate to their funeral. And they keep in wickedness. Smell wood burning now. But it's the truth, man. Our people, we get caught up in that stuff. And then everybody said, well, we need a donation because we lost the Johnson family. What's the Johnson family doing? Keeping Christmas. Father Johnson left the tree on, even though his wife told him, turn that tree on. He probably said, man, he probably had too much eggnog and a little Southern Comfort in there. He fell asleep. Next thing you know, he wake up, the whole place on fire. Everybody got to run out the door. then everybody feels sorry. This is the condition of our people. It's sad. I don't wish death on nobody. You know? But at the end of the day, we got to come out of the idolatry. That's what it is. It's idolatry to keep Christmas, Thanksgiving. It's when you serve another God. If you ain't serving the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you're serving the devil. That's it. Plain and simple. Black and white. It is what it is. Right? So the requirement is that what? We fear the Most High, walk in his way. We have to walk in his way. What is his way? Keeping the Passover. Keeping the month of Abib. When the month of Abib come in, we're going to blow the trumpet. We're going to blow the horn. The priest's going to be here. We're going to do the thing, you know. It's going to be a wonderful time. It's going to be our new year. Just know that right now, you're keeping a new moon. Right now, all of us in this room, we are not in transgression of the law. We're doing a righteous act right now. And the Most High loves it. Read on.
And now, Israel,
Uh-huh.
what doeth Yahweh thy power require of thee?
Uh-huh.
But to fear Yahweh thy power.
Right.
To walk in all his ways.
Uh-huh.
To love him.
To do what?
To love him.
Right, to love him. Then Christ said, if you love me, do what? Do what?
Keep my commandments.
So keep his commandments. Isn't the Passover a commandment? Or you need me to prove it? Huh? We can get it now. Read. We're going to get it.
And to serve the Lord thy power.
Right?
With all thy heart and with all thy soul.
With all that heart and all that soul. Just like you serve Christmas. With all your heart and all your soul. A lot of you getting ready for Valentine's Day. Oh. Uh-huh. I gotta hit a spot. These guys getting ready. Got the red heart and all this other. Look at this. You're ready to get down with Cupid.
I see you gotta look for the spirit when you pull that picture out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
See that spirit in here anywhere? It's
Yeah.
the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's
right?
it.
All right. Ain't no Valentine's Day with the Most
They're
High.
getting ready. Let me tell you something, man. Our people, you don't know. You're being attacked right now. You don't know. You're getting spiritual warfare. You're being attacked. I went into the dollar store, and this was what? It was right before Christmas, or maybe right after. Went in the dollar store to pick up something, and I walked in there. They had a whole space ready for Valentine's Day. I saw all the red hearts, flowers, all kind of stuff. I said, man, devil was busy. As the priest said, he don't take coffee breaks. He not. You think that cat said, well, I ain't gonna bother Shabby Hell today. I'm just gonna have me a little coffee. No. He's gonna be riding you like a pony. Yeah. That's why they put that Valentine's Day up. So now your girl going to dollar store. You know, women, they stay in the dollar store. They be in the dollar store. I'm gonna like this. They see all them red hearts. Oh. You know, they sigh. Everyone wants to get the flowers and the chocolate. Well, you ain't getting nothing from no Israelite. You all chocolate out. You finished. Or maybe some of us might be double dipping. Now let's bring that out now. Y'all don't really want me to bring that out. A lot of you, you know, don't put your fringes on. Put on a little cap or something, be ducking inside the dollar store.
Duck your fringes.
Right, duck your fringes. Or don't even put them bad boys on. It's just like a Negro in the world. Don't put no belt on and your pants sagging. No one there say nobody gonna recognize me like this. I'm going to get some flowers for my baby. I'm getting flowers for my baby. I'm getting chocolate for my baby. Yeah. And then after you at the new moon, yeah, Shabbat Shalom, yeah, chest all poked out. Shalom, shalom. You know? This guy is 0 to 100 Israelite. You know what I mean? But later on, you ducking. You double dipping. Listen, man, we ain't doing no flowers. We ain't doing no candy. We ain't doing none of that. It's all garbage. We dealing with the Most High, man. Put that nonsense away. That thing is idolatry. Just show you the picture of Cupid. I ain't in for that class, but if I was teaching that class, you'll be reading that, the back of that poster.
That's why you got to do it during the year so they don't look for it.
Right, there you go. See? Yeah, you got to use wisdom. You're going to wait all the way the whole year. You ain't buy that woman no flowers. Then Valentine's Day come around, she's like, Oh yeah, you ain't buy me no flowers. At least one day you can't buy me no flowers.
Yeah.
Can't give me no candy. Yeah, I'm telling you. So during the year, you know, throughout the year, hey, once in a while, spray them flowers on them. You want to bring us some chocolate? Get us some real chocolate. Don't buy that chocolate at the store. Go to the chocolate factory and buy real chocolate. Go buy Godiva or Hoffman. You know what I mean? You buy that high fructose chocolate. Make the girl sick. You know what I mean? Yeah. Buy a real chocolate, man. Right. Give it a Reese's cup. That's all. Buy some real chocolate once in a while, man. You know? But our people, we get caught up in this nonsense. And then what? We come into the truth. We can't separate ourselves from the truth, from the world. So that we battling back and forth. We don't know what's going on. But you have the requirement right here. Keep the commandments and live. That's what Moses told us. He told us, keep the commandments and live. Right? So let's go back. That's right. That's where we were at. And we were doing the Passover. Okay? I'm telling you, y'all better get ready. Get your phones out. Get your calendars out because y'all doing the counting. All right? Y'all going to find out when is the next we having the Passover right now, right? So we're going to read a little bit about the Passover and we're going to jump into the next holiday. The next high holy day. That's next. All right? Get some understanding on this. So we're going to finish up. Okay, we killed it in the evening. Right? And read 7. So we can go over that real quick. Exodus 12 and 7.
Exodus 12, verse 7.
Read.
And they shall take of the blood,
right,
and strike it on the 2 side posts,
right,
and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it.
Right, so we're going to be eating, right? Read on.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roasted with fire, and with unleavened bread,
right,
and with bitter herb,
right.
They shall eat it.
Stop right there. So now, if anyone want to know what's the menu for the Passover, you just read. So don't come to the Passover with macaroni and cheese. I thought we might have, come in there with some collard greens. No. It's not going down on that day. Okay? Don't come with no strong drink. We're not doing none of that. This Passover, this is the menu right here. We're going to have the herb. We're going to have the bitter herb. Right? We're going to have the lamb roasted with fire. Unleavened bread. You got it? And when this day is? Okay, let's see if anybody's thinking. I smell wood burning. What's going on? When is the day of the Passover? We just said it. March what? 30. All right. So how many days it is for the Passover? I mean, and also it's the Feast of Unleavened Bread in that same night. Okay? So now, how many days does this holiday last? Anyone know? All right, let's find out. Leviticus 23. Let me get you some understanding. Get your calendars ready, because I'm calling on everybody. This is everyone's responsibility as Israelites. You got to know when your holiday is. Somebody might ask you that question. Hey, man, you an Israelite? Yeah. What's the next holiday? What are you going to say? Hold on a second. Let me call the priest. Hold on, let me text the priest and ask him. You're going to text the priest and ask him when's the next holiday? When it came time for Thanksgiving, did you have to text your auntie? Aunt Pearl? Aunt Pearl, when is Thanksgiving? You knew when it was. And Esau, the so-called white man, he pumped that thing on TV and tell you when it is too. He makes sure in July, Thanksgiving is coming, November. He putting birds up and feathers and showing you all kind of stuff. That's how you're being attacked. So how you gonna know when the next holiday is? We gotta know as Israelites, it's our responsibility to know what our next high holy day is. Right? So we're gonna start at Leviticus 23. Let's just start there. 23 and 4. You don't have to read the 7. 23 and 4. Right?
Leviticus 23, verse 4. These are the feasts of Yahweh.
Right?
Even holy convocations.
Right? This is a holy convocation. Everybody know what holy convocation means, right? Holy convocation. Pure convocation. Set apart. It's for our people. It's our convocation, our gathering, a holy gathering, like we're doing tonight. Read.
Which you shall proclaim in their season.
In their what?
In their season.
In their who?
In their season.
Right. So can anybody raise their hand? Can we have Passover in January? No. It's impossible. Why? Because we just read it. It's a part of the season. Right? We read the meaning of the word Abib. A-B-I-B. Late March, early April. In the springtime. So we can't have it in January. Right? So that's why he's saying about this season. Throughout the seasons, we're going to have different high holy days. You got to know what season we're in. Read on.
In the 14th day of the first month, at even, is Yahweh's Passover.
Great.
And on the 15th day of the same month is a feast of unleavened bread.
Right. These holidays land simultaneously. Right there. 14 and 15 day in the evening. We're going to keep, as we're doing the Passover, we're going into the unleavened bread. The Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Does everybody understand why we kill the Passover at even? Why we kill it at even? Because that's when the day begins.
Right.
Okay? Your day begins when the sun goes down. Every day begins when the sun goes down. So when you count, you're not counting the days as what you learned in this society at midnight is a new day. I don't know, nothing happens at midnight to make it a new day, but your clock goes from AM to PM and everybody feels, okay, a new day started. How would you know the new day started if the clock wasn't there? So evidently that's a made up new day.
Right.
Every new day begins and ends when the sun goes down. That's the ending of the previous day and the beginning of the next day. So the Passover, we kill the Passover on the 14th day at when? Even, which is the beginning of the 15th day. Everybody understand that? That's why the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Passover, the leavened bread starts on the 15th day, and the Passover begins the 14th day. Even it's the same day. There's two ways of saying the same day. Reason why they counted the unleavened bread as the 15th day, because it continues throughout the day. The Passover doesn't continue. The Passover is that one feast. Once you do that feast, you eat that lamb, the unleavened bread, and the bitter herb, the Passover is now over. What you have done is you have eaten the Passover. After that, you're now in the Feast of Unleavened Bread for the next, well, I'm going to tell you, 7 days. All right, we'll go ahead. But you want to understand why are we killing it at the even. All right, so if you're going to keep the Passover, don't come on the 14th day saying, I kept it earlier. No, it's the 14th day when the sun goes down. Everybody understands that?
All right. We're going to read verse 6. We have Leviticus 23 and verse 6.
Leviticus 23, verse 6.
Right.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Right.
7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
Stop right there. Everybody read that? Everybody understand that? 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. During this time, I know a lot of people, they run around their house trying to get the bread out or the yeast or the leaven out your house. And then what they do, they forget to eat the unleavened bread. That's part of the commandment. You must eat the unleavened bread every day of this whole week, 7 days. You want to see?
Right. What is unleavened bread?
Bread without yeast.
Bread without yeast. Bread that hasn't risen is not risen. Okay? So it can't be anything you eat can have any yeast in it. It has to be bread that's not been risen. Okay? So we have matzah, we have unleavened cakes.
Right.
There's different things you can get. I think in Winn-Dixie has a whole section for Passover. When Passover comes around, and you can find how to, some brothers know to make unleavened cakes. The sisters know how to make 11 cakes. That's what you're supposed to eat all 7 days. Okay, all 7 days.
Right. So this is very important. It says 7 days we gotta do this, right? So verse 7.
Verse 7. And the first day you shall have a holy convocation.
So the first day we gotta get together. That's the holy convocation.
Do no servile work therein.
Right. You shouldn't do no servile work. I mean, you're not supposed to be going in overtime for your boss. All right. Servile work means work and you're getting paid for it by your employer or someone. Right. So that day you can't do that. That'd be transgression of the law. Right.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh 7 days. And in the 7th day, it is a holy convocation.
Right. You see that? So the first day is a holy convocation. And the 7th day is a holy convocation. So even on that 7th day, we have to come back together again, right? Bring out unleavened bread, and we go through, scriptures on Passover and the process. And at that time, during that evening, at the 7th day, and then that's when we, the normal bread or whatever. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Bread with the yeast in it. Okay, now you can go get your whatever from Publix, whatever bread you like, Hero, whatever. But during this time, you're not supposed to have none of those things in your house. Don't put it in your car. Don't put it in your garage. Don't put it under your bed in the box. Get rid of it. So get yourself prepared for this time. It's preparation. We got to start preparing for it. Right now, we're in January. So come February, it's coming March. Around March, come before the new moon, you need to cut back on some of the things you're bringing into the house. Don't go out there and go shopping on the 24th, and then 7 days later, you sit up there with a whole with Hero brands, and you sit up there mad, spend $40 and you got to throw all this stuff out. Don't do it. Don't do it like that. Prepare. It's preparation. It's very important. Okay? So the first day is the holy convocation, and the 7th day is the holy convocation. Okay? Now I'm going to ask a question. All people that's in the soldiers class and all soldiers that go out to camp, you're not allowed to answer this question. What is the next holy day that's coming up? And I'm just asking the men. There's women in this room. So if you know the answer, raise your hand. If you don't know the answer, take an educated guess. Because we knew when Christmas was, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Grandfather's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. We know all these things. One else? Parash? The Feast of Weeks. It's very good. That's the next holiday. How do we determine how to get to those weeks? How do we determine how to get to that next holiday? It's 49 days, huh? Where do we get that from? Parash got all the answers, man. All right? So we can jump down. I think it's the 15th verse.
Yeah.
Right. You can count down to the 15th verse. Just to get an understanding on how we count to the next high holy day, and then I'm going to go back to the new moon. I'm going to count these days to get the understanding of the next high holy day. Right? 15. Leviticus.
And Leviticus 23 verse 15.
Right.
And you shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath,
Okay.
from the day that you brought the sheaf. 7 Sabbaths shall be completed.
Right. 7 Sabbaths shall be completed. Right. Read on. 16.
Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath
Right.
shall ye number 50 days.
Right. So we got a number 50 days. Everybody got that? When is it supposed to be? After what? After when? What holiday? The Passover, right? So when do we count?
After the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
And after the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? That's the last holiday that we have, right? It's going to be 7 days of unleavened bread. Everybody got that? So what Sabbath do we start counting from? When is the last day of the? We learned today is March 30th, right? So 7 days after that is what day?
April 6th.
It's April 6th. Everyone? Nobody not counting. Oh, you support him? Your brother, okay. Yeah. 7 days, and it's April 6th. I mean,
31st to go through. It's April. That's the final answer?
right, exactly. Well, the question was, we count to the next Sabbath. What was the last day of Feast of Unleavened Bread? The last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread is the first day, right? At evening is going to be the Feast of Unleavened Bread. When is the last day? When are we going to come together for the seventh day for the holy convocation as a resident? No camp members. Wait, no, you can answer. Go ahead, one. April 5th at evening, right? That will be the seventh day, right? Con? Right. So I got the calendar up, but I'm sure you got a calendar on your phone. Make sure you're writing this down. Because everybody gonna be asking, when is Passover? When's the next high holy day? We learned it today. All right. So now we gotta count 50 days after that first Sabbath, no? So when's that first Sabbath? After the 5th, what's the first Sabbath? The date, the 7th, right? So now, you got to count from there 50 days to get to that next high holy day. Because that's what it says in the scriptures. Done? All right, so let's go. You want me to do counting? It's up to you. You need to know this. Some of you don't know when's the next holiday. I asked when's the next holiday, I didn't even get an answer.
It'd be May 26th.
Who's counting? Where's my man at? Shamshawan. 5. Real quick. All right. I got the calendar here. Right. You may have to add some more days onto it. more paper. There you go. So now we got the 7th. That's the first day, right? The first Sabbath, right? And we're going to count 50 days. 50 days, done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 47, 46.
45, 46.
I got to sit there and wait.
All right. I see people got their phone out. What's up? You got the phone out? You have your calendar up on your phone. You trust in Samsung? Yeah. See, that's why I bring them up front. See, y'all need to have your own calendar out on your phone. Everybody got a smartphone in here. Everybody in the year 2018. Even I'm Samsung 3, but I'm way behind. But I'm sure y'all caught up to date. Y'all on Samsung 8, 9, and 10. 10, whatever. Y'all hip. You know what I mean? So y'all should have the calendar up on your phone.
I'm sure he did a probably see here.
Right, see if you're paying attention, right? That's right.
45, I say 45, 47, 46, 48. So I'm still counting right down, but y'all got to pay attention.
All right.
Wake up.
Come on. What you got there? Come on.
And that's 49.
49 should be.
26.
What day is that?
Saturday.
And what did he say? How many days? And what day is that land on? Sunday, right? The 50th day will be the Sunday, no? Or the Saturday evening, sorry. Saturday sundown. We'll start at the beginning 50th day. What day is that, Shashua?
May 26th.
May 26th, right? Everybody got it? Everybody got it? So this is how you start to count and learn when you know when your next holiday. It's your holiday. The Most High gave us these holidays. Nations got it now. And they switch it all around and we following after them. You ever see a dog chase its tail? That's what the nations are doing. And you're doing the same thing. We got to start counting these days, get to understand in the scriptures who we are and what our requirement is. And we read the requirement, what? Keep the commandments, right? Done? So part of the keeping of the commandments is what? Keeping these high holy days. Okay? So, look, we're going to get a new moon scripture because, it's more. It's a lot more, but because of time, yeah, I got you. Because of time, I'm gonna do a class on this. I did a class already for the soldiers, but I gotta get everyone here. Men, the males and the females. Akim, Akwafium. Both have to be in this room as we go through. We went through the whole calendar on Thursday. Soldiers class. The men in the soldiers class right now, if I ask them, when is the memorial blowing of trumpets? I guarantee they'll raise their hand and tell you the date. Shamuel could stand up and tell you the date of the Feast of Tabernacles. Right? We went through the scriptures to find out. We went through the dates. We went through the new moons. A lot of the brothers that was here, a lot of brothers that's missing on the soldiers class, this is what you need. Be a soldier. You're supposed to know it. Imagine one of these guys bumped into you IOIC and they say, yo, man, what's the next new moon? You sit there going, hold on, give me a second, let me text first. But in the world, you knew when Christmas was. You knew when Thanksgiving was. You knew when Mother's Day was. I never keep up with Mother's Day, even in the world. Somebody had to tell me that day. But a lot of our people know when it was. Oh, my mama, I got to take care of my mama. A lot of these guys are here are mama's boys. They can't tell their mama no. Mama say, go do that. Oh, yeah, mama. I'll do it. Anything for you, mama. Yeah, you laugh, but they be right under their mama. Can't leave the mama or nothing. Wife come over, all kind of nonsense going around. Because mama said, where you going? Why you going with that woman? Yeah. Mama could try to control everything. Don't get me started. It's another class. I ain't going to do that. But we're going to get Numbers 10 and 10. We're going to get Numbers 10 and 10.
Oh, get Deuteronomy 4 and 1.
Oh, 4, okay. But it's more, and I want to go into depth of keeping the new moon, understanding the new moon, also how to count these new moons and know when your holiday is. All right? But there's some people out there telling you after the new moon, you keep the Sabbath. Some people are actually telling you that there's a floating Sabbath. How are you going to not fall for that? Is knowing these scriptures and knowing how to count when your new moon is and when your high holy day is. All right? So we're going to read Deuteronomy 4, verse 1. 1. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, that ye may live, and go in and possess the land which the Most High, that power of your fathers, giveth you.
Right. So he said we got to hearken, so we do them. All right. So what this is showing you is that we have to do these holidays. You sitting back and waiting for somebody to tell you is not doing it. Okay. Doing it is actually looking at your thing, count it out, know when your holiday is, know what's expected of you, what you have to do, how you celebrating it, prepare it. He taught it to us for us to do it. Everybody understand that? Read on.
Pursue. You shall not add unto the word.
You shall not what?
Add unto the word.
Read on.
Which I command you. Neither shall ye diminish aught from it.
Right. This is why we cannot celebrate Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, because you can't add to it and call it the Lord's. You understand? Neither can we diminish. We can't say, oh, we don't have to be bothered with Nicanor. Or why Purim? We skip over Purim this year. We can't do that. The Bible very clearly says, do not add and do not take away from the law that is given unto us. Okay? That in itself is a sin, to feel that you don't have to do it or to add something else onto it. All right, read on.
That ye may keep the commandments of the Most High, your power,
Right?
which I command you.
Right, jump down to the 6th verse.
Deuteronomy 4, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Keep therefore and do them.
Right?
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations,
Uh-huh.
which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right. This is what the other nations are going to say when they realize what the Most High has given us and how we've understood it. All right. Now you have the white man claiming to be the Jew. He don't even keep these holidays correctly.
Right.
He fumbling with these holidays. He got you celebrating New Year's in the 7th month. That's not the New Year. That's the 7th month. He calls it Rosh Hashanah, right? But it doesn't mean that's new. It means that it's the head. Rosh means the head, means the height of the year. It's the height of the year, not the new year. But they go around telling you Happy New Year. Because they don't understand this Torah because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you to understand it. So by the time you take classes here and you get back into this word, you'll be able to correct them on the Torah.
That's right.
All right, but they go around like they are the authorities on things when it comes to the scriptures, but they don't even know. All right, read.
Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who have the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Most High our power is in all things that we call upon him for?
Read.
And what nation is there so statutes and judgments, so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?
Read.
Only take heed to thyself.
Only take heed to yourself. This is the greatest set of laws on the planet Earth, the Torah. But our churches is telling us not to follow the laws. Don't read the Old Testament. When this is the greatest set of laws on the planet Earth, where every other society looks to our laws to then build their society and correct the things that's wrong amongst their people. They look to our laws. Even America, what do they call the law system in America? They call it the judicial system. Why is it called a judicial system? Because it's based on the system of the Jews. But they pervert it and they add to it, they take away from it, just like the Bible says not to do. All right, read on.
Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thy eyes have seen,
Right.
and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life.
Come on.
But teach them thy sons, and thy sons' sons.
Right, so what? We have to continue to carry this torch, teach it to our children, so they can teach their children. Right? If you're a grandchild, teach your grandchildren. Right? Of the Lord, statute, commandments of the Most High. So it continues being understood amongst our people. All right? So this is why it's so important that we have new moon. This is why it's so important that whatever we do and we stop, we come together and we keep the new moon. Because this is the will of the Heavenly Father. Okay? Give me 66:23, Isaiah, and then we'll get to Psalm.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 23. Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 23. And it shall come to pass,
Right?
that from one new moon to another.
So when it says it shall come to pass, what does that mean? That means it's a future prophecy. It shall come to pass. I mean, this is going to happen. If it didn't happen yet, it's going to happen. It shall come to pass. Read.
It shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh,
Some flesh.
all flesh,
Just some nations.
All flesh.
Just this school.
All flesh.
All flesh, read on.
Come to worship before me, saith the Most High.
Right. All flesh is going to worship before the Most High on the new moons and the Sabbaths. That's what the Most High is going to establish on this earth. So we're ahead of the game right now. All right, we're ahead of the curve. We are doing that now. And we're ushering those to continue doing that and to grow and do this, to keep the new moons and the Sabbaths all throughout the year and worship the Most High God on these days. Everybody understand that? All right, so at this point, we're going to get to Psalm. We have we read Psalms 81. We start up front. We work our way through the men till we out of verses, and if not, if we still have more verses, we work our way over to the sisters. Everybody understand that? When it's your turn to read loud, read proud. And we ask that you rise out of respect to the Most High Yah when you read. Everybody get Psalm 81.
Psalms 81:1. Sing aloud unto the Most High our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the power of Jacob.
Take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp, with the psaltery.
Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day.
For this was a statute for Israel, and a law of the Most High of Jacob.
This is ordered in Joseph for a testimony when he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard a language that I understood not.
I removed the shoulder from the burden. His hand were delivered from the pots.
Thou callest in trouble, and I delivered thee. I answered thee in the secret place of thunder. I proved thee at the waters of Meribah. Salah.
Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Yasharallah, if thou wilt hearken unto me. There shall be no strange God. There shall no strange God be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange God.
Hallelujah.
I am the Most High thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it.
But my people would not hearken to me, my voice, and Israel would knowing of me.
So I gave them up unto their own hearts, thus, and they walked in their own counsel.
For that my people had hearkened unto me, and Israel had walked in my ways.
I should soon have subdued their enemies and turned my hand against their adversaries.
Haters of the Most High should have submitted themselves unto him, but their time should have endured forever.
You should have feed them also with the finest of them, and with the honey of the rock should have satisfied you.
Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahushai, the water of Yah Aman. Hallelujah. All right, all praises be to the power of God. All right, so we're going to set up the prayers, bless the food, bless the convocation. We're going to dwell in brotherhood, sisterhood, in mirth and gladness, but this is our day, our feast day to enjoy. Khan? Hallelujah. 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 Who's the power? Who's the power? By Hashem. By Hashem. Press. Holy is the name of Manawa. Yahweh. Holy is the name of Mashiach. Yerushai. From Abanawa Yahweh. From Abanawa Yahweh. From Mashiach Yerushai. From Mashiach Yerushai. From Yeshurela. From Yeshurela. Rockefeller Yahweh. By Hashem. Mashiach. Yerushai. Hawa'ah. Telanoah. Hakadosh. Bashalom. Baruch Shemai. Zaparadia. Barak. Ramapam, Wakazak, Wamakan, Wasma'ayel, Akim, Wa, Akwatim, Barukusha, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yerushai, Yochak, Shaitan, Yochak, Shaitan, Yochak, Ko, Rai, Rahayim, Yochak, Ko, Rai, Rahayim, Barukusha, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Yerushai, Barak, Ma'akol, Noah, Washita, Noah, Wakazak, Shita, Noah, Wayayan, Noah, Duwada, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Yerushai, Amen. The Most High, hallelujah. All right. There's no power like Yahweh, great King of the universe, always doing wondrous things. Let all Israel. Come on, sing it, man. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. From the top. There's no power like Yahweh, great King of the universe, always doing wondrous things. Let all His Hallelujah. Hallelujah.